Hello, everybody, and accept my special greetings. It's nice to be with you, and I'm glad to. I am delighted to have another chance, an opportunity to be with you, to provide you with some short lessons on some of the key courses in your MA studies. As I remember, we have three courses: seminar in language teaching and learning, practical teaching, and the other one is materials development and materials evaluation. It is an unfortunate to not to have the opportunity to have your presence, um, to be with you in the real classes, actual classes. Um, this semester is called Seminar in Language Teaching and Learning. Seminar means something like this, okay, a class at university in which a topic is discussed by a teacher and a small group of students. You know that in Iranian, tertiary education context, college-bound classes and courses. The classes are most often teacher-friendly classes where teachers teach and students try to listen. I have always tried to change the atmosphere of the class to have students' contribution, to involve and engage students in classroom presentation, not formal presentation, but in classroom discussion. But because of the culture of our education and because of some cultural norms, students are accustomed to um, the teacher-fronted classes, and students like to, and they erroneously believe that if they exactly learn whatever they can see in their textbook, or if they, it's better to say copy paste, so they are better learners. This course, Seminar in Language Teaching and Learning, as I said, is the most important and most critical course in your MA studies and in your whole life studies, because its names applies, and also it's actually it implies that you are going to have discussion. You're going to have a thoughtful discussion and think about different issues. Up to now, you have studied in your MA studies. You have studied about different topics, different issues. For example, you have learned something about pure linguistics, topics of pure linguistics, language teaching, learning theories, and things like that. I have always asked you to relate and connect the things and ideas and the concepts, the findings, research findings that you have studied to your real life classes, your real life situation. But because of the problem I mentioned, because of our cultural learning, culture of education, sometimes you fail to do that. But here, the course asks you to think critically, to connect the topics and the research findings and things like that to the real life situation, to the actual classes, to actual learners. Here, you are expected to think about real language learning and teaching challenges, and it is idealistic to say that the purpose is to solve some of the problems. Solving the problem doesn't mean that you should find a solution, okay, for that problem. Solving the problems starts with exploring something. Solving the problem starts with gathering information, understanding something. Here in this course, the purpose is not solve the problem or find a solution. The purpose is to systematically inquire into the topics, into the challenges and problems, and especially understand something. This course, Seminar in Language Teaching and Learning, or Issues of Language Teaching and Learning, is a roundtable class in which the teacher and the students discuss the issues and challenges, the topics and areas of language teaching and learning. As I mentioned, it's not possible to have your presence and in physical classes, real classes, so thanks to technologies and actually electronic devices, it's possible to for me to provide you with some quick lessons, and through again these technologies it's possible for you to share your ideas with your classes and also with me. This is the actually first session of this course, and in this course we are going to revisit, remember, give a second thought to the topics, the key and principal topics, issues and challenges of education, any type of education, any kind of education, and we specifically focus on L2 education, and more specifically we focus on L2 education in Iranian context. It doesn't mean that you should limit yourself to L2 education in Iranian context, but to be focused, actually, I mean that L2 education in Iranian context. It means that you may choose to conduct your studies in L2 context, but it doesn't mean that you should limit your topic to L2 education, L2 teaching and learning. You are working on L2 teaching and learning. For example, let me give you an example. For example, if you choose the topic of teacher identity, even if you design and conduct your study in L2 context, so its implications are for all teachers, not L2 teachers, but teachers of mathematics, teachers of geography, and so on. So for 90% and 95%, the issues and problems of education may be common among different types of different kinds of education. Because the goal of education is to help students become successful citizens, successful learners, successful collaborators, autonomous learners who can work independently and interdependently. Anyway, in this course, the purpose of this course is to revisit and review and study critically major topics in education, language education, and also revisit and review and understand or read critically and discuss the challenges of education in general, the education in actually specific, in particular, and specifically we focus on L2 education in Iranian context. As requested In this semester, here there is a syllabus or lesson plan, actually the formal lesson plan devised by the university, authorities of the university, and I have actually inserted weekly schedule in this form, and there's no difference between this form and the one I have always tried to provide you in the previous semesters. But here, I have inserted about 4 lines on the objective of the course, and then I have I listed the 5 objectives for this course. Reviewing and discussing the current literature and adult education helps the students improve their knowledge of teacher research approaches and methods. Okay, so our purpose or general goal in this course is to review and discuss current literature. Current literature means that previous studies on different areas and topics of L2 education. We try to review and also discuss whatever have been done previously up to now on L2 education, and we want to see and understand what they have found, what we want to see, what we should know about language teaching and learning, and what remains to be explored further. So the purpose is to build on previous knowledge, previous findings, yes, to understand previous studies, previous literature, build on them, and then contribute to them. So if our purpose is to learn how to conduct and design and conduct research project and studies, our research project and studies should be informed by current literature, previous literature actually on our topic of interest, the current knowledge. We build on the current knowledge and we contribute to that knowledge. Okay, this is the purpose. I want to say that the purpose is not to complete or finalize only a project to satisfy your instructors, your department. Please, dear students, please choose a topic and enjoy doing research, studying actually literature. And if you enjoy what you're doing, then you can satisfy the department, your instructor, your supervisor, and your advisor, and the all authorities, and the university, and actually in your country. So what is important is that you should do goal setting. Your goal is to understand the challenges and the topics, design your research projects, and then conduct your research project just for your enjoyment, just to do something that you think that, yes, I know previous studies, I understand them, and now I am going to add something to that. You should not think about satisfying your instructors, your department, university, and the ministry. If you can do something to understand and also contribute to the existing knowledge, then everybody, all authority members, all professors have to be satisfied with your activities and your performance and practice. So we review and discuss the current literature. By this discussion, okay, not only you learn many things about that topic, about that challenge, about that area, but you learn research approaches and methods. You think that, okay, if I want to study teacher identity and teacher identity construction or reconstruction, so it's better to conduct and design qualitative research or mixed method research, and which design should be chosen from among the other ones. So when you understand the topics, when you understand research methods and approaches, you are enabled to understand challenges of language teaching and learning in your own local context. So what is important is that you should connect all the things that you study and read to your real context. So if we have teacher identity, so teacher identity is about yourself. You are a teacher. You're a teacher. So you should think about your own identities, professional identities. It doesn't mean that when we say teacher identity, you should think about other teachers or teacher identity separated from teachers. No, teacher identities are about teachers, are essential qualities of teachers. So you are a teacher, think about yourself. They learn how to find the gaps. Okay, the gaps means what needs to be, what remains to be done, what remains to be found in the literature, and build on current knowledge. So you learn, you understand previous findings, and you find the gaps, what remains to be explored, to be understood. So you decide to work and plan to work on the gaps. I remember that one of your classmates sent actually a photo showing that how she tries to find and actually fill the gaps. It was actually funny, but it was interesting. It showed that you have understood that a gap. What does it mean by gap? Gap means that there is a wall and there is a gap. So you use the whole wall. Yes, you use the structural wall, and you fill the gap in that place, the gap that fits that wall. Yes. So I don't know, it was Satude or Mullah Shah. I think it was Satude. If you can find, okay, that actually picture, you can share it. It was funny. It was interesting. There was many actually points in that picture. In the literature and build on the current knowledge to conduct research, is addressing the topics of their own. The other important point is that when you study the literature, then you can find actually topics of your own interest, topics of actually topics that concerns your own community and society. Some of you may be interested in critical pedagogy, some of you may be interested in critical thinking and teacher identity and materials. Sometimes you may think that it is we have some shortcomings or challenges in materials, but I think that the problem exists in our cultural education then. Because the most powerful source is teachers, and we are teachers. We can work on teachers, and if we improve the quality, identities, skills, abilities, knowledge base of teachers, and attitudes and cognitions of teachers, then we can understand the problems, and also we can gradually solve problems of teaching and education in Iranian context. Here I have actually listed 5 objectives for this course. You can study this. I will send this work for you, and in this actually with you can see. In the first session, this is the first session, I introduced the course and pointed out the objectives. Again, you can have these objectives here. In the second session, I focus on introducing major issues in L2 education, and it means that I tell you, for example, in L2 education we have actually a teacher practice, teacher identity, teacher cognition. Then we have materials, actually material development and evaluation. We have theories of learning. We have methods of language teaching, strategies, different trends, for example, things like students' autonomy, autonomous learners, self-regulation, assessment, and genre-oriented teaching, discourse-oriented teaching, and anxiety, or things like that, which are important. And we also consider the labeled methods of language teaching, and we discuss the strengths and weaknesses of the concept of method, and also labeled methods, and also teacher practices. And we talk about teacher knowledge base, and we try to revisit different topics and issues and challenges to improve our knowledge and our understanding about teaching in general in different dimensions of perspectives of teaching. Then in the third session, because the purpose is to actually choose our topic of our interest, and also design and conduct research projects. Actually here we just chose our topic and design our study, write a proposal, and I will talk about originality of research study, and I hope you understand what does it mean when we say a research study is original and it's not fake, or it is not actually a repeated or a copy-pasted study. Then review literature and finding the gaps. We will talk about what does it mean by review literature, how should we do review literature, and how the gaps should be found in that literature. The session 5, discussing L2 education in Iranian context. Again, all the topics that we actually discuss and we mentioned, we review, we should connect and link them to Iranian context. Then in actually session 6, session 8 and 9, we review scholarly journals. Here I have inserted the photos of some scholarly journals. We try to review these journals to familiarize you with some of the journals if you want to find your topics of interest, and also find your topics of interest and for your future research study and project. Then in session 7, you specifically choose your own topic of interest. For example, you may decide that, okay, now I am sure that I like to work on teacher identity, teacher cognition, or SLA students, I don't know, vocabulary learning, or reading, writing, or things like that. Then again, after your study of the topics, then again we talk about a research proposal. For example, after you have chosen your topic of interest, I tell you how you should write your introduction. I provide a genre-oriented actually lesson. Then again, next session is devoted to writing introduction, or what ideas or what moves and steps should be included or inserted in your introduction section of your proposal. So you have learned many things in the previous semester about that, but I help you again to write your introduction section. Then again, I provide you a lesson on review literature and how to write review literature. It means review literature means establishing gap. Establishing gap means understanding in the previous knowledge. Then when you understand, when you observe the wall, then you can find the gap, then you can find the hole. Revisiting research method. Again, you in session 11 you study research methods. Again, 2 sessions have been devoted to research methods because this is very important, because here you should decide which research method should be chosen, which design should be chosen, whether your data collection methods, whether your data analysis methods. And I do not want to provide you with general lessons on these important things. I personally, individually focus on your actually projects or proposals. Then we review and discuss the students' work in progress. It means that you have work in progress up to now until in session 13 you have started writing your introduction, you have started writing your review literature and research methods. Then we discuss your work in progress, and I try to provide you further feedbacks and actually help you modify and amend your assignments. And finally, you finalize your thesis proposal. It means that I do not ask you to write a research proposal individually and independently without my help. Okay, so it's not possible for you to write that one. I want to help you during this course, and at the end of the course, actually, what is important is that you should submit your assignment, which is your proposal. Your proposal is what you are going to work on as your thesis project. So after this semester, you immediately start collecting data, gathering data, analyzing data, and writing up your thesis project. So if you try to cooperate with me, and I should cooperate with you, I should help you, but if you help me, so at the end of the course your proposals I hope are finalized, and you breathe smoothly and happily, and you enjoy your times and your studies, that okay, I have finalized my research proposal and I'm sure about the methods, I'm sure about the topics. One of the problems of the students around the world, especially in Iranian universities, is that they select and choose a topic of interest, and after designing and devising and also finalizing their projects, they do not know what to do, okay, or what they have decided, what they have chosen as research design, they have selected as data collection methods is actually appropriate or not. In these terms, I try to make sure that I help you, and at the end of the this semester, you're sure that you know what you're going to do. So here I have to actually terminate this lecture because of short span of time and because of limitation of size and volume of videos that I can record for you for the next session. For the next session, please, what is important is this. Pay attention. You are required for the next session based on your previous understanding, or if you can consult to research articles, the research articles in different journals, the journals that I have shown you here, some of the journals are here, or the research journals that in the previous actually semester you studied, and also you provided a list of topics and abstract there. You can review those topics and abstract, and you can share your lists with your classmates, and then you can review and find your topics of interest, and those topics or challenges or issues which are you think that, for example, they are critical. For example, Mr. Mullah Shahi thinks that critical actually pedagogy or hidden curriculum or something like that are important, and he can specifically talk about the curriculum, syllabus, and also textbooks in Iranian L2 education. Or Miss Jalalizadeh was interested in critical thinking, critical pedagogy, and also why students and learners and teachers in Iranian context do not think critically. They think differently, and their thoughts are actually distracted from the goal of education. You can think about this thing. You can provide a list of different topics that you are interested in. But what is important is that not only you provide a list, okay, but this list doesn't mean that you should, for example, write at least 20 items. You may decide that write 5 items or 10 items, 7, 6, okay? So just do it. Write a list, prepare a list, and then what I ask you is to talk about those topics, okay? Tell us why you have decided and why you think that those topics are important. What are your priorities, and why you have decided to think that those topics are important. Your actually speech should be recorded. Your voice and voices or voice recordings can be prepared in 1, 2, 3 minutes, and then you can send them to me. Thank you for your patience. I was just the speaker, and you had to actually listen to the points I mentioned. Okay. See you, or hear you, or you hear me next time, and bye until next time. Have fun.